Really clean go by the assassination rogue with a sap to Danduin. Try to see if we can get away from him. Are you like moving around? Yeah, you are. It's like there's a little bit of rumbling going on when you're on a bike on the car. Yeah, it's a little bit of a rumble. I like its animation too. Like when you do the what's it called? The what is it? Special mount special, and it's like a little bumpity bump. I like it. I really like it. It's a good mount, man. It's a solid mount. It's big too for a mount. It's kind of large. Got Kingsbane. It looks like maybe you're just gonna wait on Deathmark. Unless Danduin starts picking up the eye and starts really actively searching for the rogue. I don't think he's gonna let himself get caught here. He's just gonna wait it out. I don't know if Danduin does see him. Looks like he does hit him with a stun. Does Cardan just give it 30 more seconds until Deathmark is back? Looks like he's gonna try to see if he can back up out of there. He's gonna need to use a blind here. Blind, you gotta get out of the consecration. That thing is gonna add some damage. You don't want to be taking hits. Dan is trinketed, but he's kind of zooming all over the place versus Cardath. Do blind for a second. Cardath needs a cloak of shadows and evasion. Get the shot onto Dan. Do you just go for it? Evasion as well. Do you just catch a reset or just go for it? You may just have to go for it, man. You may just... Oh, that is unfortunate. He had a lot of potential damage, but waiting until he got himself that perfect reset. I don't know. That was rough. That was rough. Man, it's one of those things, like, do you commit or do you just rush him right now while you have it? That was a question, man. Smershka ready to go. Gouge onto Dan. Kidney shot right after him. Got himself a proper go here. No blades for now, so he's gonna have a lighter go here. Try to see if we can get Dan kind of low. But is it gonna be enough? Dan able to go for Wake of Ashes, able to at least get some dots out of Radimus by the looks of it. I don't think he's attempting to do that on purpose or anything, but look at Radimus just himself chipping away. Basically same as the Smershka. Look at that. Like they both just got dotted up a little, and it's just a decent better overall. As Dan tried to see if he can stay on top of the rogue. As Smershka has everything here, he just needs to have himself a proper go. Gouge, Dan has a trinket coming up. That's a very DR stun. Unfortunately, that kidney shot is extremely DR'd. Try to see if we can keep the chaining from kidney into a cheap shot. Stun into Smershka. Has off a trinket. May have to go for a trinket advantage. Yeah, the rogue is under a ton of pressure. Dan, I don't know if there's something you can do in order to keep the pressure rolling. Not gonna trinket as blind. I feel like a lot of other paladins would have trinketed blind to try to see if they can land the kill on the rogue right then and there. For Dan, I think playing safe is probably just fine. Still, that dawn light, extended dawn light burning through the health bar of that rogue. Searing right through him, putting the stealthy rogue out of the shadows and into the light in the most literal way possible. It's going to be Wake of Ashes. I was thinking maybe that would just randomly hit the rogue. But no, apparently not. Well, Paladin's doing some weird dawn light stuff where they were like dawn lighting people from a mile away. And they were like denying rogues a reset. Wasn't that a thing for a little bit? Is that still a thing? Pretty sure it was. Blind does not connect with the Smershka. Does go for a disarm to Dan. Dan just needs to get himself one little slap onto the Smershka and he'll be good to go. The rogue is without a cloak, without a trinket. Dan just needs to be proactive. There's another set of eyes on the side. I don't know if you want to pick it up. You don't ride behind him. Picking it up a sap. Trinket out for Dan. The impatience from Dan might give this rogue a proper go. You still got immunity. You still got a bop and a bubble. So for the Smershka, this is going to be tough. No trinket for a second. No cloak of shadows for a while either. Evasion is available, but that's going to do almost nothing against all that holy damage. Got himself a bit of damage. Blaze is available. Cheap shot right after. Unless you get yourself the fattest crit in the world. Yeah, it's just going to be down. The sky even darkened. Mourning the loss of this rogue. Is it Curdy next? Holy. It went full Frosty. I don't hate it. It's a really unique set. The teams for some reason. Toxie. Still got a bubble, still got a bop. Unless Dan doesn't do anything. Bop. Invent him. He bubbled too? Okay. Okay. Maybe he bopped and then he expected. Wait. Last time we saw Paladin bop, they also got hit by poison, so I'm just gonna bubble immediately. Maybe it was like, wait, bop? Wait. Maybe it's one of those things where, okay, it's a rogue, I bop it, obviously. And then it's like, wait, assassination rogue. I better bubble it because I feel like you still die. Full Kingsbane is in, full Deathmark is in, all the damage is in. Actually, no Kingsbane, just Deathmark. It's just over for Dan, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just end. Did you mess up? Did you press them on your Steam Deck? Uh-oh, rogue button combo. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Damn. I thought it was on purpose because last time Bayek pressed bop and it's like, oh wait, poison hit. I honestly thought it was like, wait a second, that's an assassination. I bought, I should have. Unfortunately, it is. Toxie does see Bayek without a, got a bop. Wah! Honestly, I was taken back a bit. I was a little surprised, I'm not gonna lie. Just a little bit surprised there. I thought it was okay. I was thinking, okay, well that's a basic protection that removes all the dots. Is it Kingsbane? Or is it like an Envenom that followed up after? Because it might have been Cold-Blooded Venom. Actually. Toxie does it. I'm taking out Bayek. Can he go 2 for 2 with Palas though? Got dots onto DanduinWrynn. Maybe looking for a reset though. Goes in for a blind. Taking a lot of damage right now. Forgot a Bob did help there. I honestly thought Bob would, because when you pop Kingsbane on somebody, it shows up as a not a poison, not as a nature hit. It technically shows up as a physical debuff. So I was honestly in my mind, I was like, oh, it's gone. Oh, it's removed. Honestly, I don't think it is though. I think this is just a poison, it's all nature damage. I don't think that one gets removed. That or he had an Envenom to follow up. One of those two. I'm not 100%. But Envenom is all pure magic damage, pure nature, and that will go through Bob. That'll immediately go through Bob. But it looked like he had a huge Kingsbane on you and then just trucked you. You did remove bleeds, and I guess you followed up with someone else that does pierce right through it. That was crazy. I don't know if it was Kingsbane just ticking or if it was like an Envenom. I have no idea. That was so fast. I was surprised. I was thinking like, oh, it's a Paladin. He's got a bubble. He's got a bop. He's going to be okay. This match is going to last for a while. DanduinWrynn getting hit with a gouge. Is it going to be Toxic getting all the dots in? Got himself Kingsbane. Got himself Deathmark. Is he going to go with it? Kingsbane doesn't play. Get a shot right after. Bubble out for DanduinWrynn. Toxic trying to see if he can escape. Mel does not go through it. Does if I don't know to build up some calm points with an evasion. Is going to help him a little bit. Just trying to see if he can wait out until Dan's immunity is gone. This could be Deathmark. Yep. Shield the minutes up for DanduinWrynn. Stun into Toxie. Does have a trigger for it. Looking for an escape. Blind right after. He just needs to escape the shield of minutes. It's going to be damage on the DanduinWrynn. Oh, and Toxie does survive it to the end. He might just die here. Trying to see if he can live. The Dawnlight does take him out. DanduinWrynn does pick him out from the grave. Not available. He's just going to have to, I think, have a go. That's a very, very short sap. If Dan uses mobility, he'll catch up to him very easily. Wake of Ashes barely connects. Cloak of Shadows just to make sure he's extra okay. Carden just might have to go for a bit of a burst and then just walk away from dead. Mad burst! Holy! Woo! Because it seems okay for PvE. I don't see people playing it, but it seems like on paper okay. I just wonder how it's any good for PvP. Look, what are your thoughts on it? Gotta be, who's up first? Jung Jae versus DanduinWrynn. Man's got himself a big old truck. I was gonna say a bike, but it is a big old truck. Is going to get hit with a slow. Try to see if he can back up out of the using this hill to create a little bit of line of sight. Actually, if you position correctly, that hill can actually create decent line of sight, especially if you really hug the back wall. Because that hill is going to make it harder for the mage to really get some cast through. And then you also got the 2 tombstones over there. Technically 3, but one is way in the back. Most people don't go that far away back. In order to like avoid the damage. Is going to be a frost bomb. Drink it out for DanduinWrynn immediately. Try to see if he can just charge up to Young. Young backing up out of the blink it away, eating so much Dawnlight damage. Got himself a big old ray of frost. Unless he's got himself big shatters to combo with it. Dan with a full reset as an Ultra Shine comes out. That is a lay on hands being used though, so that is going to be a full reset for the both of them. So Young trading a Ultra Shine for a lay on hands, actually not the worst move. I think in terms of cooldowns, one is very, very short. The other is a much longer cooldown. Try to see if he can catch up to Dan. Does he get to stun him? He does get to stun him. Does get interrupted on Frost, unfortunately. So Glacial Spike is not going to connect. Young Jay's just going to die to the Dawnlight. At least he does something. Shields, Invis. Dude, Dawnlight is so much damage. Dan does burn immunity, though. He's ready to end this duel. He's ready to end this mage right here, right now, while he's got him. He's ready for it. Charging up, horse available, polymorph right after. Let's get yourself another Dawnlight. He got a Dawnlight on himself, so he should be a-okay for a while. That is going to be a solid bit of healing. Full Wake of Ashes, double Dawnlight onto Young, and he just got to live. He just got to live. Crossfire Bolts, as long as Young gets some Shadow procs, he'll be okay. Does get himself a blink out of that situation. Full immunity for Dan. No more magic damage taken for a short bit. And it's going to be Young just kind of do a second block. Wait, what? Wait, did I mess up his second block thing? He might have actually. Unless he blocked again? Did he block twice? I think he only blocked once, right? Unless I'm misremembering it. Curdy picking up the hive, but I don't think it's, oh, it is a rogue. I was gonna say. For some reason, I saw Curdy moving up there. I thought, wait, is it Curdy versus Dan? No, it is a rogue. It is a proper rogue. But Dan is left with nothing. Shield of Vengeance, Stun on the Toxic. All he can do is maybe get a downlight onto the rogue. That'll go for self-heal. Instead, he's going to go for a self-heal. He's going to go for the longevity. He's going to go for recovery. Try to see if he can get himself a bit of a reset. Clock of Shadows for Toxie. Try to keep the pressure rolling onto Dan. Quick shiv right after. Dan melting little by little. Not really feeling all that healthy. Not in an amazing spot. Toxie trying to see if he can head behind the pillar. Just needs to go road with a couple of dots, and I think Dan, yeah, just a quick Envenom. I need it. Dan's still trying to see if he can just chill behind the pillar. He's gonna have to find a way to just stay mounted to catch up to Young. I feel like that's what he's going to do, is try to stay away from any frosty spells. And if he can close the gap while mounted without having to burn Horse or a Hand of Freedom, he's gonna be okay. He just gotta find a way to close that gap. He needs a perfect cover. Blizzard on one side gives Dan technically a go, but where Young is trying to position, Dan has basically put himself on the opposite side of where Young is at. He needs to have Young go to the right, and he goes to the left, and now he can close the gap, and now he can potentially just rush right through it. Did you just steal his look? Actually did. I guess now when you're fighting him, you can just be like, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. Yeah. Or maybe Dan was like, who is this handsome young man over here? Who is this handsome gentleman over here? Look at this guy. Look at that trim beard. Look at that bald head. Squeaky clean. I do like the tats on the Dark Iron Dwarves. I think they're really cool. So when you put them on a bald head, you can really see them super well. I think those are really awesome. Full poly onto Dan. Are you just gonna go for like a poly opener? Yeah, you're just gonna go for shatter from far. It's gonna be immunity for Dan. Young does have at least one block. I don't think he's gonna need one here. Gonna take a lot of damage. He's got altar. There goes the altar. That downlight unfortunately is gonna still do a decent bit of damage, but the shields are up. If you can alter a lot of the downlight damage, that's ideal. That is perfect, because then you take the least amount of damage from the Pala. And some random price from Young, just putting Dan kind of in a rough spot. Right across the top would bust right through the Shield of Vengeance, forcing a lay on hands out of the Paladin, with Young going for a bit of that shifting power. He's got himself a perfect go here. He also has an ice block to trade for a bubble in case he ever needs it. And if Dan at any point uses Dark Iron Racial, that is going to put him in a situation where he can't trinket. So that is something Young could technically exploit and utilize. Got himself an altar, big glacial from a distance, does have the big shatter. Oh, bubble out. He has an altar, so he's okay. Gonna take some downlight damage with the shield, so he's okay. Oh man, Dan, you better be careful. You're out of options. You have a trinket, a Dark Iron Racial. That's all you got. Hand of Freedom, stun to Young, does break out of it. He's going to try to see if he can spell steal. Knock it Dan back. Dan need to follow up with a Searing Glare. Does not go for Searing Glare. That is a downlight onto Young, apparently, though. Is going to go for a block just to play it safe. Just to play it safe. Unfortunately, Young blocking it here is going to put him in a rough spot, because whoever he's going to be up against next is going to be able to exploit that. Brett, Polly, you go for stun. You just walk out. Frostbomb. Gonna go for shatter damage from a distance. Dan with the Shield of Vengeance. Young is just gonna back up out of there, go for shift and power. So maybe he's waiting until, maybe he's trying to buy himself as much time until another block is available. Or maybe Icy Veins is up. Maybe that's what he's trying to go for. Also, Cold Snap is up in 55 seconds. So maybe that's what he's waiting for. He's like, if he could just let this duel last a little longer, especially if he can kite Dan out for quite a while and force him behind the pillar, he might be in a good spot. Altar is available for Young, so he's okay taking some damage. 29% dampening, however, is going to make that healing get reduced. Yeah, not that much healing. And you're going to take a lot of damage. Dan just needs to keep chipping away at you with a Dawnlight. He's actually in an okay spot. Breath for Young, I think you have to end this. I think he has to end it. Stun, Dan, there's nowhere to go. Just collapse with eyes, unless somehow he just does not get a crit. As much and as hard as a druid fought, you can't outrun, you can't best a paladin. You just cannot. It's just a whole nother beast. I know you're a druid, you literally are the beast incarnate, but literally paladins are just on a whole nother level. Whole nother forest. Trinket out for Dan, does go for a blind onto Radimus, Wake of Ashes, but it's just at this point, he's just trying to do whatever he can. Searing Glare does get interrupted. Unless you get another heal. Radimus, yeah, he's just gonna get bonked on the head by Danduin. With the special gonna be up next. That is so tough, man. That is so tough. I was really hoping the druid would find a way through the palette. That is not easy. I think that one time he had Incarnation, maybe he just was out of resources, but I felt like that was the moment. If you have anything to continue the pressure, that's where we would just send it. Dan able to put a leash onto the Smeshka, taking this rogue on the on this light leash walk. Rogue may puck out from. Dan does have a lay on hands, I think, but he won't be able to use it because of forbearance. Picking up the eye is huge. If he sees Naspershka, Wake of Ashes apparently does dot him. You do get wings. But yeah, it's going to be a full stun out of the Rogue. Maybe Wall will come back soon enough. I think Dan is dead, though. I think Dan is dead. Secret technique. Ooh, Shield of Vengeance. This man is alive. Wait a second. If it with the lay on hands, Naspershka, I think it slides, man. I think it slides. He does go for the quick blind and just try to see if he can get behind the pillar. I don't know what I'm doing here with the camera. I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, the man. Trying to see if he can find the Rogue. I think he realized that, yeah, the Rogue is most likely escape. The Rogue most likely escape. He just let him go. Just letting him go. That's Mershka stealthing around. There is another set of eyes available. Dan could potentially commit to it. It looks like he's going to go for it. Sap by the Rogue. He sees where the Rogue is at. He knows exactly where this guy is. Unless it's Mershka makes a play now or goes hiding. Dan should be able to find him or not. Is it that short-lived? No, he's just a stun on him. That straight on stun is kind of perfect for the Naspershka, not gonna lie. Cloak of Shadows out for the Rogue as Dan got some wings. Blind, not gonna be able to hit the Rogue. That Cloak of Shadows is gonna protect him. I don't know if he can get far enough away from the Rogue to get a Searing Glare, unless you just want to chance it or try to see if you can juke it. Flagellation set up by Naspershka. Cheap shot into Super DR though. Danduin with a wall together with a Shield of Vengeance. Evasion out for Naspershka. Trying to continue pressing the pressure onto Dan. I think might just have it. This is one good hit. Gouge for a second. It does take it with say. Oh, what the hell? Wait, that looks sick. Currently kneeling down, you're just sitting on him. I just realized it. That looks so cool.